fucking made to me.
Jump in this thing and see what it'll do.
Ready to rock this, bro?
Oh, hell yeah. Doing wheelies! No, just kidding. It's on jack stands. This is my 69 RT Charger, my tunnel ram car that I call Smurf. You're probably like, why would you call a primer car with yellow fenders Smurf? Well, originally this car was B5 blue. L blue. Blue. And it had a white vinyl top, and originally it had blue interior. Someone has converted it to black, but if you look, you can see some of the blue coming through where they had rattle canned over the dash and some of the interior pieces. Now, I've had this car for a while. You guys have seen videos on it years ago. I haven't really done videos on this car in a long time. It's just been a driver. And so I've done that. I've just driven it. I didn't really drive it this past summer because it had some issues. And one of those issues is electric fans. Well, they just suck ass. They're terrible. I've tried all different kinds of electric fans, and I finally come to the conclusion. Let me take my homemade tunnel scoop off. I actually made this with the little scallop in it, so it kind of mimics the scallop on a door there. So made this thing years ago. You know what? This car is also a Minnesota car, but it has one thing that green hunk of crap in my driveway, the 383 4-speed car, doesn't have. I'll show you. And that would be a trunk that we could put parts in. Yes, I can actually put stuff in this car. There we go. That way I don't lose it. All right. Now, back to the car. This is a pretty loaded 69 RT. I'll get to the work that it needs here in a second, but for people that don't know. So, I have told you it's blue interior, white top, and it also had a white stripe. These fenders and this hood are not original to the car. For one, that's a gold hood. And these are, I think, gold fenders. Yeah, so they're gold fenders with yellow paint and primer. Same thing. So this front clip was donors off of something else. This car had been wrecked at one point. You can see that the core support was a little bit crinkly right here, and this upper core support is not original. Someone had patched this in probably from the same donor car, because look, it's the same gold. Now, look, we got 362. It is the original body, because here, there we go, 362. So it is 69 RT, numbers body. It's not numbers matching motor, but it is a 1969 440. There's my crappy electric fans. I've tried different setups. This actually is a cruise control, power window, console, tack, rear defrost 69 RT Charger. Look, see how many times I've pulled up to stoplights, people like give you the signal to roll the window down, and then you just hit the button, bzzz, and then they're like, that has power windows? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's 1969, not 1949. So, original power window car. Yeah. This is an original cruise control car, but someone had robbed it. This would have had a special turn signal switch that would have a knob on it to set the cruise and all that. Someone had robbed that, and they had also robbed the cruise control out from under the hood. Still has the tack in it, still has the console in it, and we've got, what do we got? A Dulcich signature, Freiburger, and someone else. That's pretty weathered now. But you know what it does have? The fender tag. See? That's how I know everything about the car, is it still has the fender tag. Now, obviously, that's not original. Obviously, headers are not original. Obviously, a tunnel ram's not original. Obviously, it didn't come with dual carburetors. So, there has been some upgrades. Obviously, you know, the original heads wouldn't say trick flow on them. This has a 60 over solid roller Iski Bush lifter tunnel ram motor. Now, I went really conservative on the camshaft. I wanted it to be a driver, so I didn't want to go stupid thumpy on big cam. I wanted this thing to have tons of mid-range torque, because guess what? We also do with this car. We tow with it. Last time this car towed, it had a freaking NASCAR engine in the passenger seat, and it had a dirt modified on the trailer behind it, traveling all down California from the top to the bottom and to Las Vegas. So this car has got plenty of miles. I have put on this engine here, I have probably put about 25,000 miles on that engine. This has been a very reliable car, but a couple things have never worked great. So kind of a last minute thing I did in the past is we just put this up here with the electric fan on the tranny cooler, and of course towing with a stall converter, that wasn't going to do shit. So we got the tranny fluid really hot. It didn't cook the transmission, but it got pretty hot. And then I'm like, you know what, I want to free up all the horsepower as I can. So I put these electric fans on, and I had these two smaller fans, so all I did was buy the heavy duty high flow waffle fin. I can't even remember who made this. Even the sticker's gone, just weathered away. Which this works good up to about 95 degrees outside. After that, garbage, doesn't do anything. So I am fixing that and going back to the tried, tested, and perfectly working mechanical fan. Those never fail me. Fan shroud and mechanical fan. I have a fan shroud around here somewhere that I saved just for this. So I'm gonna put the fan shroud on it. I'm gonna put a heavy duty mechanical flex fan on it. Because the way I look at it is, okay, the flex fan's gonna rob, oh, what did Engine Master say, 15 horsepower? All right, 15 horsepower. If you had electric fans on it, that's not free horsepower. It takes juice to run those fans. And when you have big enough fans to cool an engine like this, they are some heavy duty, high flowing fans that draw a lot of amperage. And it doesn't matter if you go with a super heavy duty alternator. I kept smoking the V-belts. Now, I didn't want to go to serpentine, so in order for it to keep smoking V-belts, just imagine how much power that alternator is also robbing from the engine to run those electric fans. When the electric fans would turn on, the engine would, so a drop in RPM means there's a power draw. So electric fans are not free horsepower. But you know what? Let's just call it half of what the mechanical fan is. For 7.5 horsepower, I don't give a shit. I'm tired of dealing with all that bull crap. Mechanical fan, done. This also has a Borgeson steering box. Now, the Borgeson boxes work great. I have them in 4 other cars. This one has never worked right. And it's always been, it's in the car. I don't want the car to be down. And so I have put 3 different power steering pumps on it. Even the power steering pump from Patina that has never leaked, put it on this car and it started blowing seals out. So there's too much there's too much back pressure on the power steering pump, and it keeps blowing the pumps. It's either the pump, which I called Borgeson, and they said, well, you might have too much restriction in your pressure line. So I'm going to check my pressure line. I have a rebuild kit for my pump, and if I fix those, And that pressure, if I fix the pump and that pressure line is perfectly free flowing, the box is coming out and that's getting sent back to Borgeson because something has been wrong with it from day one. It's never worked right. So yes, Smurf needs a ton of work. We're gonna dive into this thing, but you know what it needs first? Is a bath. Then we're gonna start tackling all the little things that have kept me from driving it recently and get it back on the road as the tow vehicle horsepower monster it was meant to be. This is the best degreaser ever, but I can't tell you what it is because it's not exactly EPA friendly, but I will tell you it rhymes with ass. Can you believe my wife was gonna throw this out? Hell no. It's all nice and cushy and plush. Man, it's all like way cleaner under here after you pressure wash it with ass. This is my fault. I did it in a pinch, which kind of turned into semi-permanent. Is I just used the original 5/16 hard line for the transmission. And then, you know, hose clamped the shit out of it with a 3/8 hose. So that's push lock 3/8 clamped the shit to a 5/16. I know you guys have done that too, and this was only semi-permanent. And so now I'm gonna have to undo it because it finally, you know, started to leak over time after the, you know, the hose clamp like swells, or after the hose swells around the hose clamp. So it's time to fix it right and actually put a 3/8 hard line on here, like it was supposed to be initially. But man, this kid mat's so cushioned. Oh, I can just like take a nap under here now. Okay, I've got my permanent fixes now with my 3/8 hard line, and I've got my Red Horse tube nut fittings, and I've got the transmission fittings to convert it over to 3/8. So I'm gonna go ahead and start making my hard line to fix my boo-boo. I have transmission lines now. That's out of the way. I went ahead and buttoned that up at night. I had some things to do. So now I need to take all the burnt fluid out and just put shiny red blood back in it. That way the transmission will feel much better. We're gonna give it a transfusion. Oh yeah, that's pretty brown. Next, yank that radiator out of there so I can fix one of my other mistakes, is putting electric fans on there. I have 3 electric fans on there, which never cooled good. If it was under 95 degrees, it worked good. But 95 and up, didn't do worth a crap. And I guess I can put more heavy duty fans on there, which these are all Spalls. That's a 16 waffle bladed fan. Those are the 2 smaller 9-inch ones, and tried to cover as much surface area as I could on the radiator, thinking that would be enough. But no, when it's 115 degrees outside, that would not cut it. So we're gonna yank all that crap off and put the tried, tested, and works perfect mechanical fan on it with the factory shroud. And I just got a mechanical fan in. It is a flex fan, and it is what is on patina and works great in the 120 degree heat. And I'm gonna do the same thing to Smurf. I want reliability. Plus, all this electric fan stuff is way heavier than just a single flex fan. Out with you. Engine bay is already looking better without all that crap under there. That's just ugly. I don't know why I even did that. Years ago, I was in the electric fan kick. Now I'm kicking my ass. Well, since all that crap is out of the way, now I have easier access to remove my power steering pump, reseal it all up, and try and figure out if in fact I do have some resistance in flow and that's what keeps blowing seals, or if it's the box. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with this. I did call Borgerson. They were like, well, you must have some resistance in your pressure line. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So now, what sucks, I'm gonna have to pull my freaking box off and send it to them, because something is wrong with that box. Something has been wrong with that box. It has never worked. I take it back. It did work correctly for about 2 minutes one time. And I was like, oh wow, I have power steering. Maybe whatever was blocking flow freed up. And then it went back to shit. Snowball effect. Upon removing my power steering, I noticed that one of my oil pressure lines for the remote oil filter had been scarred. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. Plus, one is braided, the other one was push lock, because that's what I had. So gonna finally make both of them braided, and luckily I have some extra Red Horse fittings to do that with. So gonna go ahead and make that and repair what would have been a future breakdown. So off camera, I had to go ahead and plastic weld. There was a huge like cracked chunk right here in my fan shroud. It's probably why I haven't used it, is because I was too lazy to fix it. So now when you're down to your last fan shroud, it's like, oh, well, I guess I can repair that now. So now I can put this in because it's all repaired up. And I can put it over my new 18-inch heavy-duty Durali, however you say it, flex fan. So the last flex fan I had, it actually folded and killed the radiator in the General E. And well, it's because I still had the AC pulleys on it, and so when you do the math, the fan was exceeding its RPM limit. So this car, however, does not have AC pulleys on it, so the fan will spin a little bit slower. Also, that was a non-heavy duty one that folded into the radiator. Ever since I went to heavy duty on the General and Patina, even all the RPMs bouncing off the rev limiter and everything have not had an issue, and those cars stay nice and cool, 120-degree heat with the AC on. So what do you think I did? I just replicated success onto Smurf. Boy, this thing is way lighter now, and it doesn't have all that garbage on it. Okay. It's gonna go like that. Yeah, so all my O-rings inside my pump were just super crusty, just like rock hard, just breaking in pieces. So look at that though. It's actually the first time I've rebuilt a pump. So put all new O-rings in it, slap her back together, and it is ready to go back on Smurf. God, that just looks way better, taking technology out that doesn't look right. Except for some speedy parts look fine under the hood. I should put that inside the cab, but it's already there and it works and there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it there. My power steering pump is back on. I resealed it. Hopefully that works. We're not going to find out if it works until my steering box shows up, which I'm still waiting. Hopefully that shows up today. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the steering box out of this, so when it does show up, bam, I can throw it in. Another thing is, okay, it's tunnel ram car, right? It's got glass sight bowls on it, tunnel ram. I can see the glass sight bowls filling up from inside the car. Now, when this car sits for a while, okay, it's Las Vegas, the bowls dry out. They, you know, the evaporation in process. So when I go to fire it up again, I'm cranking and cranking and cranking, and I'm pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and cranking and cranking, and finally it starts to get a little bit of fuel to the accelerator pump, and bah, it fires up. And I'm like, cool. But it takes so long for the float bowls. See right here. It takes so long for the clear sight float bowls for the fuel to come up into the lens. And that kind of got me thinking. I'm like, what if this fuel pump can't keep up? Because the fuel pump that's on this thing is the same crappy chiwaneeze wannabe pump that was on the green 70 Charger that we took to duct tape drags. It's not the same one, it's the same type. And so we found out that that one failed only because we took it apart. When it was in the car, it was still functional, but the car felt like it would lay over at the top end, and we found out that the rocker pin inside the fuel pump was rocking back and forth, which when that happens, it actually takes mechanical leverage away from the rocker arm, which is what functions the pump. And I'm like, it made sense. The light bulb in my head went off. I'm like, what if this pump is doing the same thing and I'm losing pumpage due to the fact that the pivot arm is sliding back and forth? Knowing that it's crap anyways, I went ahead and purchased, of course, another $230 mechanical fuel pump. Why are these things so expensive? Well, we're gonna go ahead and throw this guy on there and see what happens. And just before we throw it on, I'm gonna fire it up. We're gonna test this. It's gonna be like science and everything. I just installed a fuel pressure gauge on the fuel system, which I did not have that before. So now we'll be able to see it, what happens live as it fires up and as it's running, to see what kind of fuel pressure we have before and after. Because if we do happen to throw a little ch-ch on this thing, we're gonna need that extra fuel for that ch-ch. So let's fire this thing up and see what happens. I'm not gonna run it very long because the power steering pump is dry. Not bone dry, there's remnants of fluid in there. It's not gonna hurt it for running it for a couple seconds, just to see our fuel pressure before and after, until my power steering pump shows up. Or not pump, but box. You know what I'm saying. You hear that? I don't either, because there's no electric fans on it anymore. Yes! Alright, so we got the juice on. Oh wow, that was... I wasn't expecting it to fire up that fast. I was just going to show you the trigger. Alright, well, here we go. Let's get this thing running. We've got our fuel pressure gauge over there. Got 3 PSI. 3! Are you? No wonder the this thing would lay over on the top end. 3 psi. Oh man, you feel all that CFM. Oh yeah. Let's see if Alright, that's completely unacceptable. 3 psi on a tunnel ram car. No wonder this thing was just on the top end. It was probably just starting to lean out. Alright. I'm really glad I did that test. I'm really glad I put that fuel pressure gauge on because I would have never known. Alright, so we're going to put a made in USA fuel pump on here and see if good old America can fix that situation. They sure look the same. Hopefully they don't function the same, but I was also correct on one thing. See how this one has the rocker pin actually in the body? It's drilled through, the pin goes in right here and then it's plugged. Well, this one is like the Holly. Holly is just like this where they put the pin in and then they pinch the metal, but this is a chiwaneeze knockoff and look what happens. And I was right. See how that is actually rocking in the body? Well, if it's having to push in, then it's not getting the full load on the plunger. So therefore, this thing is only adequate enough for a low horsepower 3.3 2-barrel daily driver. Alrighty. Can Made in America actually outperform the Chiwaneeze 3 psi pump, which was advertised at 6 to 8? Here we go. Oh, it's going up. It's going up. We have doubled the PSI. Oh, let's see if the PSI goes up when we rev it up, because the Chiwaneeze pump did not. Slightly. The new box is here. Let's see if this, in fact, fixes my power steering issues, and I will actually experience real power steering in this car in years. I swear that other Borgeson box is junk. Well, in order to pull the box, I actually got to pull the steering column off the box first. You tell him, Bolt. You tell him. Get him, Bolt. The final step in getting the steering box out. The 3 bolts. Oh, come on. Aha! Yes! Luckily, I was able to take that out through the top because I really didn't feel like pulling the torsion bar and the control arm to get that steering box out. So all I had to do was loosen my remote oil filter, suck the power steering pump back in, and wiggled it out the top. Now I just need to wiggle it back in the reverse process. Aha! Almost success. Ah, let go of me. All right, success. All right, I hope I have power steering. Good power steering. Because that was a lot of work for nothing if it don't. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up and bleed the power steering. Hopefully it works. Nothing. What in the hell? Alright, jacked it up. Let me try cycling the steering. I fixed it. I have power steering now. Check it out. One finger. Yeah. Well, really, because I was an idiot. When I was rebuilding the power steering pump, I put the O-ring in the wrong spot on the pressure relief valve. So after flipping it to the correct groove, all of a sudden I can do this now. Before, I had to gorilla it. All right, guys. Well, Smurf officially has power steering. I actually drove it out to this spot, but so I'm really looking forward to getting out of Las Vegas so I can actually have roads I can go play on. This place is so overpopulated now, you have to drive way out of town to even do a burnout without risking getting in trouble. And I'm nowhere near as far out as that. Look at that, power steering, one-handed. Oh yeah, I need to put a power steering cooler on it though, because I did one little test pass and power steering fluid got so hot I lost it. All right, you know what? Let's I got a draggy on this thing. I don't think I'm gonna do a full quarter mile because there's just not enough room. But just for shits and giggles, let's see what this thing will do. This will be my first time testing the draggy. We are all set. It is zeroed out. 3, 2, 1. Gets up in boogies. Oh yeah, what was my 1288? That's not bad for just street tires and screwing around, man. And this thing has 293 gears in it. I lost a GoPro, so we gotta go back and get it. All right, where is it at? Hopefully it's okay. Haha! It survived! Little celebratory victory. Alright guys, I got Smurf with me. We are at the undisclosed street location. This is where we're going to test Smurf to see how well it runs. I've never actually had slicks on this car. It's always had street tires on it. Because when I built it for towing. Yeah, it's got a tunnel ram on it, but you know what? All of that has been perfected for fuel economies. It has This thing gets 14.1 miles per gallon. Smiles per gallon. And, well, it's streetcar. See, it's got the tow hitch on it. I use that to pull the trailer most of the time. Last time I towed with this car, I was dragging a dirt modified from Northern California back to Las Vegas with a NASCAR engine on the passenger floorboard. I removed the seat and stuck the engine on the passenger. It's a dinosaur. Nobody races this chassis anymore, but
No way.
yeah. Well, you're familiar with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it one last hoorah at the Duel in the Desert in Vegas. Your appetizer, right?
Okay, yeah. The appetizer is first course.
Yeah.
But where's the main?
You want to see the main course?
Yeah.
Yeah. Open that there door, Dulcich.
What? No way.
A 750 horsepower NASCAR R5 P7. When's the last time you seen a twin engine Charger?
What's crazy about this thing is, last night I was looking for an R5 P7 Mopar engine complete, and man, they are not cheap anymore. You used to be able to get these for a song.
Just to give you a little info on the engine, it is a tunnel ram. It's got dual 650s on it. It has trick flow heads, unported, out of the box trick flow heads. It has a solid roller cam in it, but it's a very small solid roller. It's what most drag racers would call wimpy. It's a 550 lift, 235, 240 duration cam, and I believe it's on a 110 lobe separation. Full interior car. All interior, even power windows. So this doesn't have, you know, double adjustable drag race shocks. It's got air shocks on it. Why? Because I tow with it. So if I need a little bit of in the rear shock, I can just throw a little air in there and it'll carry more load. So this is what you would call a muscle car daily driver. And this thing gets 14.1 miles per gallon with no overdrive. It has a 293 rear gear. Some of you guys might think, oh, that's freeway flyer gear. Really, it's not. The perfect like freeway flyer gear is like 250 and lower. Patina, actually, my 6.9 Charger, it has a 224 or 226 final gear with the 6-speed and the 355 gears. So 293s, not that great for highway, but it definitely works a lot better than, say, 391s or 410s. Well, see, full 11-inch drums. This has some cheapo front disc brakes on it, which I really want to get rid of those. And it's not a lightweight car, like I said. But for a tow vehicle, let's see what this old girl will run down the road with slicks on it using the Draggy Pro. So let's jump in this thing and find out what it will in fact do. Let's get synced up to my Draggy Pro. Guys are gonna ask what this is. It's just a GPS, like, recorder. It'll record your 1/8 mile, your 60 foot, your 1/4 mile, your 1/2 mile. I mean, it does a lot, and it'll record the G-forces and everything, and it uses satellites. It's actually really accurate. Buddies of mine have run that in their drag cars at the track, and it was within hundredths of a second. So I'm going to trust it to be within 1/10 of a second here. We gotta sync up to it. See, last time I was out here, I actually had my phone on a windshield holder watching. I could record video live through this and it'll display all the data, but unfortunately I forgot that. See, I need to be able to see where my damn 1/4 mile is. Well, being this is an automatic, I can probably just let go of 3rd gear and grab this. All right, seat belt. Gotta put on my 1969 seat belts. These are originals. Ugh. Let's fire this old girl up, see what it can do. this car totally impressed me with what it is. I did not think it was going to go that fast. 1198. I can technically say I have an 11-second car. Granted, it's barely an 11, but you can't take that from me. In front of it still said 1, 1. And if it went to the track, it'd be even faster than that. And that was at a 3,000 feet DA level. So super impressed with this car. But there's also a lot of things that can be improved on this car too. Like as you saw, these brakes sucked. And these are not lightweight brakes. So if we put some lightweight brakes on this thing and also get rid of the steel Kragers. Now when I ran it, I had aluminum slots in the back. But if we put some aluminum wheels up front and aluminum wheels in the back that match, this car would be even faster. So that's also something I'm looking forward to, is lightening it up with rotating mass with wheels and brakes. And also, it needs a little bit of rear suspension work. I had softened these leaf springs so that way it would ride nicer instead of the factory RT leaf springs. So I know there's some axle wrap going on there and I want to get rid of that. Plus, also with brakes, look at that, all that rotating mass with an 11-inch drum on the rear. So if we can remove rotating mass off the front and rear just with brakes, and it'll be lighter. I can already imagine the car even way better. And then also, to make it the most best-er-ist, I'm thinking 4-speed. Yes, banging gears with a 4-speed car is so much more fun. Like you will see in a future episode, we take that car out to the street spot. Yeah, the street spot. And we went and beat on it. And the car got so close to the time I said it was gonna run. But even though it was way slower than this, it was way more fun to drive just because you're stabbing a clutch pedal and banging gears. It was just fun inside the car, even though it was way slower. So imagine a car with that much power and banging gears. So I'm looking forward to throwing a good old 4-speed in this thing with probably like a gear vendors behind it, so then it will be even better for cruising. We can put a better shit and get gear in it and then click the button for that cruising gear. So I'm really looking forward to doing something like that with this car. Just so many things I want to do, but so little time and so empty wallet. Well guys, Smurf is only going to get better from here. So if you want to see those improvements and we try and get this thing faster but not take away any of its drivability and actually make it a better street car with brakes and overdrive and all that stuff, hopefully stick around, because this car is only going to get more gooder and gooder. Thanks for watching, guys. I had fun and the car actually surprised me. See ya.